Welcome back, everybody, to Deep Dive. This time, we're taking a close look at chat marketing.
Yeah. Sounds interesting.
And to get specific, we're going to be focusing on this platform called ManyChat.
Okay. ManyChat.
And you've probably seen chat marketing in action, right? Those automated conversations
Yeah.
that you see more and more these days.
Like on Instagram.
Exactly, yeah. On platforms like Instagram or WhatsApp, even Facebook Messenger. They're all over the place.
Yeah, they're popping up everywhere.
So we're going to really take a deep dive today.
Okay.
We're going to be looking specifically at content from ManyChat's own website
Makes sense. Straight from the source.
to try to figure out, is this thing living up to the hype?
Yeah. Is it the real deal?
And could it actually, help you level up your marketing effort?
Practical stuff. Love it.
So first things first, ManyChat describes itself as a platform used by over 1 million businesses
Wow. 1 million.
to automate conversations and ultimately to drive leads, sales, and conversions.
Those are the magic words. Leads, sales, conversions.
The big three, right?
Yep.
And they also claim to have handled over 4 billion conversations in over 170 countries.
Seriously. 4 billion conversations. That's a lot of chatting.
Yeah, and they even position themselves as the #1 platform in the space.
Bold claim.
So those are some big numbers.
Yeah, those are eye-catching for sure. But, I mean, it's easy to throw big numbers around. I'm more interested in what's the substance behind those claims. Do they actually deliver on what they're promising?
Well, that's a good question. Let's break down the specific benefits that they highlight.
Okay, let's get into the details.
So they emphasize 5 key points.
5 key points, okay.
First, they talk about supercharging lead generation.
Lead generation. Okay, so that's capturing leads, right?
Yeah, so they say you can capture emails and phone numbers
Mm-hmm.
and automatically add those leads to your database.
So streamlining that whole process.
Exactly. So you're turning essentially those casual interactions you might have
Yeah.
into valuable contacts.
Makes sense, yeah. Building up that contact list for future marketing.
Exactly, for your future marketing.
Sounds good in theory, but I guess the question is, do these leads actually convert? I mean, anyone can collect contact information, but are these high-quality leads? People who are actually interested in what you're offering, that's what really matters at the end of the day.
That's a really great point. And that kind of leads us into their next claim, which is all about increased conversion rates.
Okay, conversion rate. So that's turning those leads into actual customers.
Precisely, yeah. So they're suggesting that you can re-engage these leads without relying on those sometimes expensive retargeting ads.
Those ads that follow you around the internet after you've visited a website?
Yes, exactly. And they even go so far as to claim up to a 90% increase in conversion rates.
90%? Wow, that's a bold claim. I'd be curious to see the data behind that number. 90% across the board seems unlikely, don't you think? I mean, there are so many factors that influence conversion rates. I wonder if they're accounting for all those different variables.
Yeah, it's important to always be a little bit skeptical
Definitely.
of those, big flashy numbers that get thrown around in marketing.
For sure, it's rarely a one-size-fits-all solution.
Exactly. But let's keep going. Another benefit that they emphasize is automated responses.
Okay, automated responses.
So they talk about instantly engaging.
So as soon as someone sends a message.
Yes, yeah, with messages, reactions, mentions,
Gotcha.
making sure that you never miss a lead.
204/7 availability.
Exactly, which is appealing, especially for smaller businesses,
Yeah, they might not have a huge team to constantly be monitoring messages.
Yeah, they don't have a big team.
Makes sense.
They have limited resources.
True, instant responses can be really valuable. I mean, people expect quick service these days, but I do wonder if relying too much on automation could lead to a loss of that personal touch. It's a tricky balance to strike.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
You really do have to make sure that the automation feels,
Right.
natural and helpful
Right.
and not robotic and frustrating.
Exactly. You don't want to turn people off.
Right. Their fourth point focuses on saving time and money.
Okay, time and money. Everyone loves that.
They claim that automating things like FAQ responses,
Common questions.
yeah, and just streamlining that communication can really free up your team.
To focus on bigger picture stuff.
Exactly, to focus on more strategic tasks.
That makes sense, but I do wonder about the cost savings. I mean, sure, automation can streamline things, but doesn't it also cost money to implement and maintain these systems? And you probably still need skilled people to manage it all.
Yeah, so potentially some hidden costs there.
Right, worth considering.
And then finally, they've jumped on the AI craze with ManyChat AI.
Of course, everyone's talking about AI these days.
And they don't really provide much detail on the website.
A bit vague then.
Yeah, but they suggest it enhances user experiences.
It's good that they're acknowledging AI's potential, but I'd like to see concrete examples. How's it actually used in ManyChat? What features are AI-powered? And how does that make them different from their competitors? Just mentioning AI feels a bit like jumping on a trend without showing real value.
I agree. It'd be helpful to understand those practical implications of their AI features.
Definitely.
Now, they do have some testimonials on their site.
Okay, testimonials, always interesting to hear what actual users have to say.
Yeah, I think it's worth taking a quick look at a few of those because hearing from real users, can offer valuable insights.
Yeah, for sure. Let's see what they've got to say.
All right, so first up we have Ramina Thaler,
Okay.
a senior producer at U99,
All right.
who worked on a campaign for Nike football.
Nike football. Wow, big name.
Big name, yeah. And they highlight their positive experience
Good to hear.
with ManyChat.
Mm.
And they mention potentially using it in the future for creative social chatbot experiences.
That's interesting. It's encouraging to see positive feedback from someone working with a brand as big as Nike, Suggests ManyChat can handle those large-scale projects. But of course, one testimonial doesn't tell the whole story. We need to look at a wider range of experiences.
Good point. It's just one perspective.
Yeah.
Next, we have Jenna Kutcher,
Okay, Jenna Kutcher.
who is a digital marketing expert with 1 million followers.
Wow, 1 million followers. That's a big audience.
She seems quite enthusiastic.
Okay.
She's claiming that ManyChat changed the game for her business
Change the game, all right.
and allowed her to kind of connect with her followers on a deeper level.
It's great that she found success with the platform. But, her experience might not be universal. She already has that huge audience, and she's a digital marketing expert. Would a smaller business or someone who's newer to marketing see the same results? It's hard to say.
Yeah, it's a good point. Context is really key when you're evaluating these testimonials.
Absolutely.
And lastly, we have Teresa Din,
Teresa Din, okay.
a Notion ambassador with 22,000 followers.
All right.
And she raves about ManyChat,
Okay.
driving sales and engagement
The good stuff.
on Instagram,
Mhm.
calling it the best thing that ever happened to her business.
The best thing that ever happened. That's high praise. It's wonderful that she had such a positive experience and her enthusiasm is contagious. But again, I want to understand more about her specific strategies. How did she actually use ManyChat to get those results? Success stories are great, but they're more insightful when we understand the how behind them.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
We don't want to fall into that trap of thinking that there's a magic bullet solution for everyone.
No magic bullets.
No magic bullets.
Yeah.
Now, before we wrap up this part of our deep dive, I think it's worth taking a quick look at the 3 steps ManyChat lays out for getting started.
Yeah, let's hear it. How do they suggest people embark on their chat marketing journey?
So, according to their website,
Okay.
the first step is simple. Sign up for a free trial.
Free trial. Okay. Makes sense. Low risk way to test it out.
Exactly. You get a feel for the platform
Mm-hmm.
before committing to anything.
A free trial is always a good starting point. It lets you explore those features, test the interface, see if it actually fits your needs and how you work. But, don't just scratch the surface during the trial. Really try to build out a basic campaign and see how intuitive that process is.
Yeah, I like that advice. Really put it through its paces.
Mm-hmm.
Step 2, according to ManyChat, is to utilize their template gallery
Template gallery. Okay.
to create a customized chat marketing campaign. They claim you could have it up and running in just 15 minutes.
15 minutes. Sounds almost too good to be true. 15 minutes might be pushing it depending on how complex you want to make your campaign. Templates are helpful as a starting point for sure. But true customization often takes time and careful thought. Don't just plug in your info and hit go. Really take the time to tailor those messages to your specific audience and your brand's voice. Otherwise, you risk sounding generic and impersonal.
That's a great reminder. Automation shouldn't come at the expense of authenticity. And finally, step 3 is all about leveraging those social media channels
Okay.
to generate conversions, sales, and revenue, around the clock. It kind of sounds like they're promoting a set it and forget it approach,
Set it and forget it.
which, as we know, can be tempting. But effective marketing requires that ongoing attention.
Right. Automation can handle those repetitive tasks for sure, but it's not a replacement for human oversight and strategic decision-making. It's crucial to analyze the data, monitor performance and make adjustments as needed. The marketing landscape is constantly changing, so what works today might not work tomorrow. And a hands-off approach can lead to missed opportunities or even negative consequences if things go off track.
So to sum it up, automation can be powerful,
Definitely.
but it's not a magic bullet.
No magic bullet.
It requires planning, optimization, and that human touch
Makes sense.
to make sure that it's aligned with your goals and delivering results.
Absolutely.
Now, stepping back from the specifics for a moment,
Okay.
I'm curious to hear your thoughts on the broader trend of chat marketing automation. Where do you see this going in the future?
I think chat marketing automation is here to stay, and we're only going to see more innovation in this space. As AI technology keeps advancing, I expect chatbots will become even more sophisticated and capable of handling more complex interactions. The key will be for businesses to use this technology responsibly and ethically, making sure they're not sacrificing genuine human connection for the sake of efficiency.
I agree, yeah. The ethical considerations are going to be crucial.
Yeah.
It's easy to get kind of caught up in the excitement of the new technology, but we need to be mindful of those potential downsides as well. For example, what happens when chatbots get so good at mimicking human conversation that it's hard to distinguish between a real person and a machine? Could that erode trust and authenticity in those online interactions?
Those are some really important questions to ponder. Transparency is going to be key. Businesses need to be upfront about when a customer is interacting with a bot versus a human, and these bots need to be designed with user experience in mind. They should provide clear value and avoid any interactions that are frustrating or deceptive.
Those are some fascinating and complex issues.
Yeah, they are.
And this conversation really highlights the importance of staying informed about these evolving technologies
Absolutely.
and engaging in thoughtful discussions about those implications.
Yeah, it's not just about the tech itself, but how we use it.
Exactly. Now, shifting gears a bit,
Okay.
let's talk about ManyChat's competition.
Competition, all right.
How do they stack up against other players in that chat marketing space?
That's a great question. ManyChat is popular, but it's not the only option out there. There are several other platforms, each with their pros and cons. Some might offer more robust features for certain industries. Others might be more user-friendly for beginners. It's important to do your research and choose the platform that best aligns with your specific needs and budget.
So it's not a one-size-fits-all situation.
Definitely not.
You've got to do that due diligence.
Yeah.
And find the tool that's the right fit for you. That brings us back to our listener. What are some key takeaways they should consider when evaluating ManyChat or any chat marketing platform?
Well, first and foremost, they need to have a clear understanding of their goals. What are they hoping to achieve with chat marketing? Is it generating leads, boosting sales, providing customer support, or something else entirely? Once they know their objectives, then they can start evaluating platforms based on the features that align with those goals. And it's also important to think about things like ease of use, pricing, integrations with other tools they're already using, and the level of support offered by the company.
Those are some excellent points to consider.
Yeah.
It's so important to go into this with a strategic mindset
Definitely.
and a clear vision of what success looks like for you.
Absolutely.
Now, let's say our listener has done the research, chosen a platform, and is ready to dive into this world of chat marketing.
They're ready to go. Okay.
What are some common pitfalls they should be aware of?
One of the biggest mistakes I see is businesses launching campaigns without a solid strategy. They jump in without really understanding their target audience, the types of messages that will resonate, or how they'll measure success. It's like setting sail without a map or a destination. You might end up somewhere, but it's unlikely to be where you intended.
So planning is paramount.
Planning is key, absolutely.
What are some other potential traps to avoid?
Another common one is failing to personalize the experience. It's tempting to rely on generic templates and those automated messages, but that can make your interactions feel, impersonal and robotic. Remember, the whole point of chat marketing is to build relationships and engage with your audience on a human level. Take the time to tailor your messages, use those personalization tokens to address people by name, and incorporate elements that make the conversation feel more natural and engaging.
So it's all about that balance between efficiency and authenticity.
Exactly.
You want to leverage automation, but not at the expense of that personal touch.
Right.
What other advice would you give to someone just starting out with chat marketing?
Start small. Don't try to do everything at once. Begin with a simple campaign, maybe focusing on answering those frequently asked questions or providing some basic product information. As you gain experience and learn what works for your audience, you can gradually expand your campaigns and incorporate those more advanced features.
That's sound advice. Don't try to boil the ocean.
Exactly.
Start with a manageable scope and build from there.
Yeah.
Speaking of building, let's delve into the nuts and bolts of creating a successful chat marketing campaign. What are some key elements to consider when crafting those automated conversations?
Well, one crucial element is defining your audience personas. Who are you actually trying to reach with these campaigns? What are their needs, their pain points, their motivations? The better you understand your target audience, the better you can tailor your messages to resonate with them. It's also essential to map out that customer journey. Think about the different stages your customers go through, from initial awareness to purchase and beyond. You want to craft messages that guide them through each stage, providing valuable information and support along the way.
So it's about creating that cohesive and strategic flow
Exactly. Yeah.
that guides the conversation toward desired outcome.
Right.
What about the tone and style of those automated messages? Any tips on finding the right voice?
Absolutely. Your brand voice should be reflected in those chat marketing messages. Whether you're aiming for a friendly and approachable tone or a more professional and authoritative style, consistency is key. Avoid any jarring shifts in tone or language that could confuse or alienate your audience. And don't be afraid to inject some personality. A touch of humor or a relatable anecdote can go a long way in making those interactions feel more human and engaging.
That's great advice. Infuse those messages with your unique brand personality.
Exactly.
Now let's talk about metrics. How can you effectively measure the success of your chat marketing campaigns? What are some key indicators to track?
There are several metrics you can monitor to gauge how well your campaigns are performing. One important one is engagement rate. That measures how actively users are interacting with your chatbots. Are they clicking on buttons, responding to prompts, asking questions? High engagement is a good sign that your messages are resonating and prompting interaction. You should also track conversion rates. How many users are completing those desired actions, like signing up for a newsletter, downloading a lead magnet, making a purchase. Monitoring those conversions will help you assess the ROI of your chat marketing efforts.
So you're looking for both engagement and tangible outcomes.
Yes,
It's a good reminder that those metrics should align with your overall marketing goals.
absolutely.
Any other essential metrics to consider?
Definitely. It's important to track customer satisfaction. Are users finding the information they need? Are they happy with the speed and quality of those interactions? You can gather this feedback through surveys, polls, or by monitoring sentiment in those conversations. Negative feedback can be valuable too. It highlights areas for improvement.
Excellent point. Don't shy away from feedback, even if it's not always glowing.
Right. It's an opportunity to learn.
Yeah, it's an opportunity to learn and improve your strategy. Now let's shift gears and talk about some advanced chat marketing techniques. What are some ways businesses can take their campaigns to the next level and really maximize their impact?
One powerful technique is using branching logic. Basically, you create different paths within your chatbot based on user responses. For example, if a user expresses interest in a particular product, you can direct them to specific messages, providing more information, or offering a discount. Branching logic lets you tailor the conversation to individual needs and preferences, so it creates a more engaging and personalized experience.
That's a great way to add that element of personalization, make it feel less like a one-size-fits-all approach.
Yeah.
What are some other advanced techniques to explore?
Another technique is using those AI-powered chatbots to handle more complex interactions. These bots can be trained to understand natural language and respond to a wider range of queries. They can also learn from past conversations and get better over time. AI-powered chatbots can really free up your human team from handling those routine tasks, allowing them to focus on those more complex issues or provide that personal touch where it's truly needed.
So strategically blending that efficiency of AI with the human touch
Exactly.
to create that seamless and satisfying customer experience.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on incorporating multimedia elements
Oh, absolutely.
into chat marketing campaigns?
Yeah.
Is that a viable strategy?
Definitely. Adding things like images, videos, and audio can make your campaigns way more engaging and visually appealing. For example, you could use images to showcase products, videos to provide tutorials or demonstrations, or even audio messages to add a personal touch to your greetings. Multimedia elements can break up the monotony of text-based conversations and create a more immersive experience for your audience.
That's a great point. Adding those multimedia elements can really elevate the experience
Yeah, it makes it more dynamic.
and create a much richer interaction. Now let's talk about the ethical considerations
Okay, ethics, important stuff.
of chat marketing automation.
Mm-hmm.
As this technology becomes more and more sophisticated, it's really important to use it responsibly and avoid any potential pitfalls.
Right.
What are some key ethical considerations for businesses to keep in mind?
Well, transparency is a big one. Be upfront with your audience about whether they're interacting with a chatbot or a human. Don't try to trick people into thinking they're talking to a real person when they're not. That transparency builds trust and avoids potential frustration. It's also crucial to respect user privacy. Only collect the data you absolutely need, be transparent about how you're using it, and obtain consent before collecting any sensitive information.
Those are essential ethical guidelines.
For sure.
For any business using chat marketing automation, what are some other potential pitfalls to be aware of?
Avoid using chatbots to manipulate or pressure users. Don't use aggressive sales tactics or create false urgency to push people into a sale. The goal should be to build relationships and provide value, not to trick people into buying something they don't need.
That's a crucial reminder. Ethics should always be at the forefront of your strategy.
Absolutely.
Now, let's address a concern some businesses might have about chat marketing: the perceived cost and complexity of implementation. Is this a valid concern, or are there affordable and accessible options available?
There's this common misconception that chat marketing is only for big companies with tons of money to spend. But that's not true. There are many affordable and user-friendly platforms out there that cater to small and medium-sized businesses. Some even offer free plans with basic features to get you started. The key is to choose a platform that fits your budget and technical capabilities. Don't be afraid to start small and scale up as your business grows.
That's encouraging to hear.
Yeah,
Chat marketing isn't just for the big players.
right.
Smaller businesses can use this technology too. Absolutely. To connect with their audience and achieve their goals. Now, to wrap up this part of our deep dive, I've got a thought-provoking question for our listeners. As chat marketing automation keeps evolving, what are some potential future trends you anticipate? What can businesses do to stay ahead of the curve and make sure they're maximizing the potential of this technology?
I think we'll see AI and machine learning become even more integrated into these platforms. Chatbots will become even more sophisticated, handling complex tasks, providing personalized recommendations, maybe even predicting user needs. We'll also likely see more integration with other marketing channels like email, social media, and CRM systems. This will allow businesses to create a more seamless and holistic customer experience across all touchpoints.
Those are some exciting possibilities.
Definitely.
What can businesses do to prepare for these future trends?
Well, stay informed. Keep up with emerging technologies and industry best practices. Attend conferences, read industry publications, experiment with new tools and features. Embrace a culture of continuous learning and innovation. And don't be afraid to seek out expert guidance when you need it.
Excellent advice. Stay curious, stay adaptable, and embrace that evolving landscape of chat marketing. Now let's move on to the final part of our deep dive. We'll explore some real-world examples of successful chat marketing campaigns, and we'll discuss some key takeaways for our listeners. All right, let's get into some real-world examples. I always love seeing how these concepts actually play out in practice. Have you come across any particularly effective chat marketing campaigns?
Oh, yeah, there are definitely some noteworthy examples.
Oh yeah, what do you have?
One that comes to mind is a campaign by Sephora.
Sephora, the beauty retailer.
Yeah, exactly. They used a chatbot on Facebook Messenger to provide personalized makeup recommendations.
Oh, interesting.
So users could answer a series of questions about their skin tone, preferences, what kind of look they're going for.
Okay.
And then the chatbot would suggest products specifically tailored to their needs.
So it's like having a virtual beauty consultant.
Exactly, yeah. Right in your Messenger app.
That's pretty clever.
Yeah.
Using chat marketing to enhance that customer experience.
Yeah.
And probably drive sales too.
Oh, for sure. It's all about making it easy and personalized for the customer.
What other examples stand out to you?
Another interesting one was by Domino's Pizza. They created a chatbot that allowed customers to order pizza directly through Facebook Messenger.
Oh, wow. Right in Messenger.
Yep. Users could just type in their order, track its progress, even pay for it all within the app.
That's streamlining things.
Yeah, big time.
I can see how that would be super appealing, especially for people who are already spending a lot of time on these messaging platforms.
Oh, yeah, it meets them where they are. Convenience is key these days.
Absolutely. Any takeaways from these examples, the things that our listeners can maybe apply to their own chat marketing efforts?
I think the big takeaway here is to really focus on providing value
Value. Okay.
and enhancing the customer experience. Don't just treat chatbots as another channel to blast out sales messages,
All
right?
right.
Think about how you can use them to provide helpful information,
Mm-hmm.
personalize recommendations, streamline processes, or even just make those interactions more
So
enjoyable.
using the technology in a way that benefits both the business and the customer.
Exactly, finding that sweet spot.
Now, as we wrap up this deep dive into chat marketing, I'd love to get your final thoughts on the potential of this technology. Where do you see it going in the future? And what advice would you give to businesses who are maybe considering incorporating chat marketing into their strategy?
Well, I really believe chat marketing has the potential to revolutionize the way businesses interact with their customers.
Really, you think it's that big of a shift?
I do. As AI and machine learning keep advancing, we're going to see even more sophisticated and personalized chat experiences. My advice to businesses would be, embrace this technology, but do it thoughtfully, strategically. Focus on creating those genuine connections, providing value, and making the customer experience better. If you do that, chat marketing can be a really powerful tool for building those relationships, driving sales, and ultimately achieving your business goals.
That's a great note to end on. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of chat marketing. We've covered a lot of ground today, from those basic concepts to advanced techniques, real-world examples.
Hmm.
Hopefully our listeners are feeling equipped with the knowledge and insights they need to start exploring this exciting, always evolving field. Until next time, happy chatting. Okay, so let's dive into some of those real-world examples you mentioned.
Yeah, let's do it.
I'm always curious to see how these concepts actually play out in practice.
Yeah, for sure.
So have you come across any particularly effective chat marketing campaigns?
Oh, yeah, there are tons.
Okay, great.
One that comes to mind is a campaign by Sephora.
Sephora, the beauty retailer.
Exactly, yeah. They used a chatbot on Facebook Messenger
Cook.
to provide personalized makeup recommendations to customers.
Oh, interesting.
So basically, users could answer a few questions, about their skin tone, their preferences, the kind of look they were going for, and the chatbot would suggest products tailored to their needs.
So it's like having a virtual beauty consultant right in your Messenger app.
Exactly, yeah, right there in Messenger.
That's clever. Using chat marketing to enhance that customer experience.
Yeah.
And probably drive sales too.
Oh, for sure. It's all about making it easy and personalized for the customer.
Absolutely. Any other examples that stand out to you?
Another interesting one was by Domino's Pizza.
Domino's. Okay.
Yep, they created a chatbot that let customers order pizza directly through Facebook Messenger,
Wow. Right through Messenger.
right in the app.
Nice.
Users could type in their order, track its progress, even pay for it all without ever leaving Messenger.
That's streamlining things.
Big time, yeah.
I can see how that would be really appealing, especially for people who are already spending a lot of time in those messaging apps.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Convenience is king.
Convenience is key these days, for sure. So any takeaways from these examples, things that our listeners can maybe apply to their own chat marketing efforts?
I think the biggest takeaway is to focus on providing value
The value.
and really enhancing that customer experience. Don't just think of chatbots as another channel to blast out sales messages.
Right.
Think about how you can use them to offer helpful information, maybe personalized recommendations,
All right.
streamline processes, or even just make the interactions more enjoyable.
So using the technology in a way that benefits both the business and the customer.
Exactly. Finding that sweet spot.
Finding that sweet spot. Well, as we wrap up this deep dive into the world of chat marketing, I'd love to get your final thoughts. What's the potential of this technology? And what advice would you give to businesses who are thinking about incorporating chat marketing into their strategy?
I truly believe that chat marketing has the potential to completely change how businesses interact with their customers.
Really? You think it's that big of a shift?
I do. As AI and machine learning keep advancing, we're going to see these super sophisticated, personalized chat experiences. My advice to businesses: embrace it. Do it thoughtfully, strategically. Focus on creating those genuine connections, providing value, and making the customer experience better. If you can do that, chat marketing can be this incredibly powerful tool to build relationships, boost sales, and ultimately achieve your business goals.
That's a great note to end on. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of chat marketing. I think we covered a lot of ground. We talked about the basic concepts, the more advanced techniques. We even looked at some real-world examples. So hopefully our listeners are feeling empowered and ready to explore this exciting and constantly evolving field of chat marketing. Until next time, happy chatting, everyone.